What is happening at JGamerDude here, and I'm going to be talking about how normie games are, or rather, is gaming become so big that there is now the sort of mainstream appeal to certain titles. And the reason why I say that is because of the recent release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which, let me just move this across so you can actually see the damn thing, but yeah. So pretty much this is what I'm going to be talking about. Essentially, it's sitting at a 91 on Metacritic, and I personally am not all that interested in even playing Marvel's Spider-Man, to be completely honest. Or Spider-Man 2, rather, because I haven't played Spider-Man 1, or rather Marvel's Spider-Man 2018, or even Miles Morales, even though I do have both of those games. And it's funny because this sort of game has been kind of incredibly hyped up quite a bit, and it has an incredibly high metascore, but we kind of see games like Final Fantasy 16, I would argue to some extent is almost in the zeitgeist, but nothing like Spider-Man 2 when it comes to the sort of general normal person opinion who isn't just all about games. The fact that something like Baldur's Gate 3 did exceptionally as it is incredible to see, because that is actually an incredibly niche product, which is kind of the exact opposite of what I'm wanting to talk about, which is are there games that are so incredibly mainstream that you just don't want to play it because it's so mainstream? Lots of people are talking about games that are incredibly popular, that a lot of people are going to play, that is going to sell a lot of copies, but you may not personally have that sort of opinion that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this game, or like, you know, like you might have the thought of like, yeah, I'm gonna play this game because it's so popular, or like myself, where I personally don't really have any interest in the title because I don't really, bond with the IP, don't have a fondness for the IP or anything else like that. So I wanted to kind of gather some thoughts about the fact that because personally, I am still majority of my time playing on my PS3 at the moment. The next game I think I'm going to be playing will be on my PS5, which is going to be Takaiden 2, I think. That's like a giant maybe so far, but you get the idea. How many people have honestly heard of a series like Takaiden, for example? We might be getting a lot of really good Spider-Man games now. Obviously, Insomniac is going to make Wolverine as well. And I'm pretty sure Wolverine is also going to be incredibly popular when it comes out, because of just the general sort of view from the outside. Maybe not as much as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is too popular a character, especially in the Marvel space, whether it be the movies, the comics. Granted, his name has been slung into the mud multiple times, and then even then we haven't had like a proper Superman game or anything else like that. So there are heroes that are more popular than others, and yet still aren't really getting games themselves. So say if we look at Spider-Man, for example, and then we look at something like Superman. But of course, I don't think we're going to be getting a real Superman game. So it really, again, just comes down to what do you guys think about the popularity of something being talked about so much by your favorite content creators or the general gaming outlet, and it not being your cup of tea, not something that you want to try out because you either probably don't have any interest, or B, you never had any interest. Another example for me is something like Horizon. Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West have been talked about a lot in their DLCs. Granted, I do have Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I might have Horizon Forbidden West, probably. I've called them out though, and even though I have these games, I just don't really have an interest in playing them, because it doesn't feel like something that I would personally have fun with playing. And yet when it comes down to it, more niche titles generally tend to tickle my fancy a lot more, because I play a lot more very sort of Japanese developed or have those sorts of sensibilities. Say for example Samurai Maiden. released at the end of last year, sure, but I don't think anyone would talk about it. A lot of Marvelous games, in fact, would probably fall in that category. Like, who on earth remembers Uppers or Senran Kagura or something like that? Like, these are the sorts of games that I would personally be more interested in playing than, say, a Marvel Spider-Man 2 or Horizon Forbidden Dawn. I don't know if I'm the only one who kind of feels this way, but it definitely does feel somewhat isolating when you really like watch a lot of your favorite content creators and things like that, and maybe you might want to look at watching more sort of very specific creators who specifically fall within a niche, but then when you like look at that particular niche, it then feels like they don't really branch out too much into like more sort of mainstream games as well. So then you kind of find yourself in a bit of a catch-22 of a little bit of everything from different places, rather than sticking to one or two different places where you normally get your gaming news and thoughts about. I don't know, it's just an interesting thought to have, and one that I was wanting to verbalize with the release of, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and the fact that this thing actually got a Metacritic higher than 90, which I honestly didn't think was going to happen. But I think with all of that said and done, do share your thoughts in the comments below, because this one I'm actually really interested in seeing what actually people think about. So yeah, check that into the comments below. Like the video if you like the sort of thought unpackingness of like me trying to like take my thoughts, put them out there, and see what like the general opinion is, because sometimes you just feel like maybe things aren't the way we really see them, and we do like the sort of Jedi mind trick on ourselves. We just don't know half the time, to be completely honest, but it is what it is. Yeah, so like the video if you like these sorts of thought videos that I kind of put out every now and again. And I mean, honestly, no one's really going to be watching this video now that I think about it, so maybe it is worth just sort of making and then putting it out there. But if you're still here and you're still listening to me ramble on, so please subscribe to the channel. That'll be very much appreciated. I'm aiming for 100 subs by the end of the year, and of course, I do also want my videos to go out to more people, so hopefully, we see more people kind of come in, sit down, watch, relax, maybe put your feet up, stare out the window and think, man, it's gonna rain today and that's gonna suck. But with all of that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.